Okay, everybody, this is just my way to keep a video log concerning statements that I'm making on Twitter. This tweet on Twitter was just made by me. This one 11 minutes ago, and then this attached one to it 6 minutes ago. I'm going to prove today's date in reference to the date it was made, because once you click on any tweet that you make, like, let me just show you really fast before I tell you what the tweet's about. Alright, now, the tweet literally says 8:45 a.m. on September 16, 2014. It's now 8:58, okay? The second tweet was made at exactly 8:51 a.m. It's now 8:58. Now, these two tweets I just made to Twitter are connected, okay, in reference to the theme of the subject matter. This is the first one, this being the second one. Now, the first one says, I'm being gang stalked at my hiking area. They're mostly using homeless men, easily paid off, to harass me and assault me. SDPD whistleblower. Now, I went and put the date in 9/16/14, and my finger accidentally hit the 2 instead of the 1. So that does mean 9/16/14, which means September 16, 2014. Now, I'm also going to prove today's date by going to my calendar in a minute. This is the second tweet attached to this one. Okay? This now says, these criminals will use anyone, including, well, let me just read the tweet, then I'll make additional statements. These criminals will use anyone's, oh, hang on, sorry. These criminals will use anyone. Let's see if anyone causes me to move in next 2.5 weeks before I move. Let's see if I'm assaulted or arrested. Now, what is written here is directly connected to this tweet. Okay, in reference to the theme, the subject matter, the situation, and the date. Okay? Now, you can see that it was sent on September 16, 2014, not 2024. Okay, anybody with 2 brain cells would be able to see that's a typo, a type error. So let me go to the calendar icon on my phone right now. So what I can do is hit the calendar icon to prove to you that it is the 16th, that this was made on September 16, 2014, and now it's 8:59 a.m. Now, I'm going to just make some really fast generalized statements here as soon as I turn off my phone. In fact, you know what I'm going to do while I get my phone on? Check this out. I'm going to go to Google right now, right before your eyes, and so let me go to the Google icon. In fact, I already got Google up, so hold on. Alright, so what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go to Google, and I'm going to use the microphone for voice-to-text speech. And what I'm going to do is I'm basically going to say, by using voice-to-text speech, gang stalking, creating homelessness, targets. Okay? So that's what I'm going to do right now. Gang stalking, creating homelessness of targets. Okay? Now, you're even going to see some of my videos, okay? That's me right there, okay? Now, what you're going to be able to do is you're going to be able to see that the secondary goal, this is another separate individual, the secondary goal seems to be to make the target homeless. Now, the reason why I decided to add this to the situation concerning these, because the tweets that I just showed you, they're prediction tweets, okay? I predict what these little filthy rats are going to do before they do it. That way, when they do it, whatever they do, I try to catch on video. And just let me interject a point here. The persons, and or group that is managing and steering this gang stalking towards me are propping these people up to get along my routes and or here, okay? And what they're doing is provoking me to take out my video camera. And they're doing that so they can say, Miss Williams is taking video pictures of people for no reason. They tried that at the law library on the 5th of September. They tried that at, I think there's been was there an incident right before or after? I don't know. I'm still waking up, so bear with me. But what they're doing is try to see, because in gang stalking, when they stage an assault or an event towards a target, what they got to do is make it appear that the event is happening because of normal appearing reasons, because the person who's harassing me is drunk, crazy, on drugs, mentally ill, or a criminal. In other words, what I'm saying is that they will or blame me for the event. Now, staged events in gang stalking are called street theaters, and when they stage an event towards a target, like say an assault, they have to make it appear that, for one, that them being in my physical presence is happening because of other reasons or normal appearing reasons. That's right. And these little wild rats will use anybody and any excuse. The whole goal for them is to bring up, when they bring about a staged event, I'll get back to the homelessness thing in a second. But what they'll do when they stage an event, they have to make it appear, okay, that what's happening to the target does not have the purpose of gang stalking. So in other words, they'll dress the event up and excuse it by stating literally anything. That it was the target's fault because they're taking video pictures of people for no reason. Complete bullshit. Okay? In fact, check this out. I made a video on UCSD campus once. Because gang stalking targets, one of the ways that they're intentionally made to know that they're being gang stalked, just one of many ways, I'll mention two of them right now, is that what they'll do is that they will use sensitization techniques. And so what they'll do is make a target sensitive to, but not limited to, physical gestures, usually physical gestures that everybody makes, and words and repeated words or phrases. And then what they'll do through the tracking and surveillance of the target is that they will put people along the target individual's route on a daily basis, everywhere they go, to repeat these physical gestures and or words or phrases in the target's physical proximity. And that's their way to send an overt, discreet message to the target in any environment the target's in that they're being gang stalked. Just Google what I'm saying and you'll see I'm telling you the truth. Now, in gang stalking, when they create the homelessness of targets. Let me just go back to my Google here real fast while I'm talking to you. I'm going to make this video only 15 minutes long, so I'm going to have to talk fast in it. Now, you just see me do the voice-to-text speech, okay, by verbalizing gang stalking, creating homelessness of targets, and this is the first page that came up. Now, the first one is me, so you can type that in. That's a YouTube title right there. But look at all these other... Okay, look at all these other things that came up concerning other target individuals and people that research these criminalities, okay, stating the same exact thing. Creating homelessness of gang stalking targets. Same one there, target homeless. Gang stalking, goals seem to be to make the target homeless. Here's me again, another one. Well, that's, look at this one. You see this one right here? This is me, okay? Well, this isn't me. Let me just, this webpage right here was literally created by gang stalkers, because what they do is they'll get online and copy and paste the target's blog or YouTube video and then make a blog of their own and try to claim the target's mentally ill, which is another method of gang stalking. Google that. Okay, so that I'm going to do this one right here, Poet TV, and another one that's got blogs online that is posting blogs online discrediting what I'm exposing is 888 Chan. Okay, so look out for those if you decide to investigate me. This one right here, Poet TV, and 888, 3 numbers 8, CHAN. Okay, these are the perpetrators, and it's all over the internet that perpetrators will get online. They'll even get online, pretend to be targets, to bait targets to trust them, so they can set them up for all different kinds of crimes. Okay. They'll also get online and pretend to be just average citizens, okay, who are pretending like they're reviewing what the target's exposing, and then they'll make a blog and call the target crazy. You know what they're doing? They're literally getting on my YouTube videos and making comments like, Leslie, you better go seek mental health help and don't pull out your knife. I don't even carry a knife, okay? Because what another method that's connected to gang stalking expeditions is to try and claim the target individual as a threat to themselves or others. So they'll get online pretending to be an average citizen and make statements like, woman, you need to get help, you're mentally ill, make sure that you don't stalk students, make sure that you don't pull out a knife on anybody, okay? Now this is done for many reasons. It's done too so the syndicated cops can even use that statements and say, we better investigate to see if Leslie's ever been violent. It's also done so the syndicated cops can say, well, maybe Leslie's mentally ill, we better check into her health records or her medical records. Yes, because part of these expeditions concerning why they make the target homeless, okay, which you can see right here is on multiple blogs concerning gang stalking targets, exposing the fact that the homelessness is being created of them as well. Okay, and that's done by getting property owners and landlords on board in these schemes. Also, as well, using post-employees, mail theft, and mail delayment of rent. The goal for them is to create the homelessness claim the target individual is crazy, mentally ill, a threat to themselves or others, or cannot take care of themselves. And they do this in order to attempt to or to take eventual syndicated probate control, so they can co-opt the target's finances, like regular monthly incomes, like pensions, disability payments. Because once they get the illegal syndicated probate control, they place the target physically in a group home, okay, where the gang stalking continues. And I've already made a bunch of videos about this concern. It's about, the whole thing in part is about human trafficking, okay, pornography rings, illegal syndicated probate control for so they can treat the target like a straw person for monetary purposes, and for insurance fraud. Okay, gang stalking is nothing but a criminal expedition. It's a type of crime, and what they're doing is targeting the vulnerable, people on disability, single women, single fathers, parents of disabled children. You can go to Google right now and look at the creative ways that they used to make Erica Dean Gilmore homeless. Then they tried to turn her into a prostitute, and if they would have been successful concerning that, they would have then used that to take away her child, so her child could have been used to be put in a syndicated-run organized crime group home that is directly connected to gang stalking crews, and then the child would, then they would apply for federal and state funds per child. These syndicates run and own foster care homes, group homes. They're infested in hospitals and psychiatric floors, nursing staff, doctors, administrative staff, billing controllers, because that's where in part some of the insurance fraud comes into play at. Now, it literally says it right here in this person's blog, San Diego is a hotbed for gang stalking. Okay, now, so all you got to do, ladies and gentlemen, is type in my descriptions in reference to, like, using landlords and property owners to make targets homeless, using postal employees for mail theft and mail delayment, which also includes mail theft and mail delayment for rent, which is just certain. These are just three different landlords and property owners are persons they use for a cooperating relationship to make the target homeless. And postal employees can be used to make the target. And postal employees can be used to make the target homeless by stealing the rent. That's what they did with me. Rent that was mailed, certified mail return receipt. Now I'm literally going to the second amount of web pages that came up as a result of me verbalizing at voice to search at Google, gang stalking, creating homelessness of targets. And this is the second page that comes up. Okay, you can clearly see that countless individuals, okay, are getting online and stating that creating homelessness is one of the main methodologies of gang stalking. They also blacklist you covertly from employment. Okay. Now, another thing that they're doing concerning gang stalking targets is using their the gang stalking targets bank and doctors to fill out bogus forms and then murdering the target. And these forms that are being filled out are for life insurance policies. That's right, baby cakes. Murder for money. That's right. So my name is Leslie Williams. Yeah, that's one of the aspects of insurance fraud. They can make hundreds of thousands of dollars off a target by constantly and brutally assaulting a target. The target will call 911, and then there's syndicated fire department EMS or other syndicated EMS employees from like private companies. They'll intercept the call because they know it's a staged event. So they, as a result of the target's cell phone being hacked, they know when the target's picking up that cell phone and calling 911, and since they know that the target was just assaulted, they'll intercept the call for help. Then that EMS service will pipeline the target to the hospital, and then the syndicated doctor will step in and take over in the care so he can bilk the Medicare or whatever insurance the target's got. One hospital visit can generate them anywhere between $2,000 to $10,000. Do you understand what I'm saying now, ladies and gentlemen? This is racketeering, insurance fraud, human trafficking, voyeurism, pornography rings, murder for insurance, and make no mistake about it, bank employees and doctors and hospital staffs, they're completely connected to these crime syndicates. So I'm living here in this tent because of what I'm experiencing by complete total strangers. San Diego, California, La Jolla. Today's date is September 16, 2014. Let's see if anything happens to me at this area today. Anything. In fact, in the next 2 weeks, assaults, threats, harassment, trespass notices, anything that causes me to have to move, okay? Understand, no matter how they bring it about, it will be gang stalking related. Thank you.